Stephen Horahan here at BrandMasterAcademy.com, and in this video you're going to learn how to develop a brand personality for your brand using this really effective scientific 6-step framework. Now, in the last video, I went into what brand personality is and why it's so effective, and I dove deep into the science behind that as well. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out in the link below. I'll leave a link in the description. But in this video, I'm going to get into some actionable details, some actionable steps that you can take today to develop a brand personality for your brand. Step number one, you need to uncover your audience. So you need to have a crystal clear idea of who your audience is. Now, I spoke about this before. Branding is about shaping perceptions, and those perceptions live in the mind of your audience. So you need to fully understand who your audience is and their mind in order to be able to shape their perception. So everything from their demographics to their psychographics, their challenges, pain points, the journey they've been on up to this point, the emotions that they're going through. If you understand all of this information, then you have the information that you need. Then you have the tools that you need to be able to think about shaping the perceptions in their mind. Step number two, understand their archetype. Now, all of the work that you've done in step one will feed into step number two here. So all of that information that you gathered on who your audience is will give us what we need to go about defining this step. So all of those activities, hobbies, interests, likes, dislikes, their fears, desires, emotions, all of that will shape their characteristics and who they are as a person, and will point towards their type of personality and their archetype. Now, when we understand who their archetype is, then we're in a far more advantageous position to be able to appeal to who they are and connect with them. Step number three, discover your own brand archetype. Now, you'll understand at this point who your audience is. You'll understand the archetype that they have and the characteristics that they're most attracted to. And now you want to also understand the input that you want to have in their lives, the role that you want to play within their lives. Do you want to mirror their characteristics? Do you want to mirror who they are and make them feel like you are one and the same? Do you want to be an inspiration to them? Do you want to be their guide? What role do you want to play in their lives? This will have a big impact in determining the archetype that is best suited to your brand, that is best suited to appeal to who your audience is. So once you've done that, once you understand who your audience is and the role that you want to play, then you can go about assigning an archetype to your brand, or an archetypal mix, which is a collection of one or two archetypes that will act as the basis for your brand personality. Step number four, give your brand personality some personality. Now, a lot of brand builders make this mistake. They go about assigning a personality to their brand, and that makes up their entire brand personality. But brand personality is more than just a collection of characteristics. You need to be able to go out and express that brand, and that brand needs to come across as a human persona. It needs to feel relatable. It needs to feel real. So you need to go beyond just the archetypes and really develop a personality for that brand. It needs opinions, attitudes, behaviors. It really needs to have a unique identity, and that should come across in market communication. So you really need to develop out that personality, go beyond just the archetype, and really turn that into a human brand persona. Step number five, bring your personality to life visually. Now, when I speak with clients about this for the first time, often they think I'm talking about developing a persona that you put out into the marketplace. And an example of that might be the Gecko for Geico or Ronald McDonald for McDonald's. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about bringing your personality to life visually as an internal tool. And the reason that we do this is because of how we work as people. If we are able to visualize something, then it becomes a lot more tangible. And then it allows us to then express that personality in a much more tangible way. So if we're able to develop a visual around our personality and bring it to life visually so we can actually see what it looks like, then when it comes time to expressing that brand and expressing that personality through our communication, it becomes a lot easier because of this tool. So bring your personality to life visually so you can have a visual on what that personality actually looks like. Step number six, infuse your messaging with personality. So now that you have all of those tools, you understand who your audience is and the characteristics that they're most attracted to, and you have an archetype and a personality and a visual persona, of what your brand personality looks like, how it feels like, then you need to express that within your communication. So take those tools and reference them, look at them, and then when it comes time to developing that communication, when it comes time to posting those pieces of content, that article, writing that website copy, putting any kind of communication out there into the marketplace, you have a tool to express that personality. So go out and infuse your communication, infuse your messaging with that personality, and your audience on the other side will feel that and will connect to that personality. So they are the 6 steps to go out and develop a personality for your brand. But it's important to remember what we're actually trying to do here, what the end goal here for brand personality is. We're trying to resonate with our audience. We're trying to connect with them on a human level. We're trying to make our brand more relatable and more human in order to do that. So keep that top of mind and do what you can to make your brand more relatable and really make your personality as tangible as possible. Because at the end of the day, our audience and consumers in general today, they expect so much more from brands. They want the messages that they read out there in the marketplace, that they hear out there in the marketplace, to feel like they're specifically for them, that they're tailored to them, to who they are. And the more you can infuse your messages with your personality, the more likely they are going to feel that and connect with your brand. But I'd love to know from you if you got anything from this video, if you got a fresh perspective, if you had some light shine on something that you didn't know before, if you got any value at all, then hit that subscribe button below. If you want exclusive brand strategy techniques that I keep especially for my subscriber list, well then head on over to BrandMasterAcademy.com and sign up for that list. It's free and I'll send those techniques right over to your inbox. But I would like to hand it back over to you now. Is there anything within that 6-step framework that you didn't know before that you're going to be able to implement into your own processes? Maybe it's assigning an archetype to your audience. Maybe it's bringing your personality to life visually or infusing your messaging with that personality. Let me know in the comments below. If you got any challenges at all in relation to brand personality, then let me know in the comments below as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell. It'll let you know when I've got new videos out. And until the next time, happy branding, and I will see you in the next video.